The much-touted signing of a charter paving the way for Sudan's Rapid Support Forces and its allies to form a parallel government took place on Saturday. In contrast to a flashier kick-off earlier this week in Nairobi, the signing took place in a closed event. Among the signatories to the charter is Abdulaziz Al-Hilu, a powerful rebel leader who controls vast swaths of territory and troops in South Kordofan state.
The way Sudan is today, it is very ugly for whoever is looking in from the outside. No society can be formed or exist like this. But from today, from this gathering here moving forward, we want to have a fundamental solution. So, this is a nationalistic call to lay a proper foundation for Sudan. A new Sudan that is vibrant, that can also compete internationally. And a peaceful solution is always better than a violent one.
According to the text of the charter, the signatories agreed that Sudan should be a secular, democratic, non-centralized state with a single national army, though it preserved the right of armed groups to continue to exist. The charter says the planned government will not exist to split the country, but rather to unify it and to end the war. Tasks it accused the army-aligned government of having failed to accomplish. On Monday, the army chief rejected the RSF's intention to form a parallel government in the territories it had taken.
Those who want to rule Sudan should come and fight with the Sudanese people. The preference goes to those fighting now. Those who can rule Sudan and protect it. They have the priority. Those traitors of the outside forces and speak in the name of the Sudanese people, they cannot come and they won't come. They don't dare dreaming of ruling this Sudanese state. We say it clearly to them, and we say this to the African Union and IGAD. Save your efforts and don't exhaust yourselves in pointless issues, ones that won't satisfy the Sudanese people.
RSF leaders say the government's formation will be announced from inside the country in coming days. The events were hosted in Kenya, drawing condemnation from Sudan and domestic criticism of Kenyan President William Ruto. Experts say the formation of such a government, which has drawn criticism from the UN, is not expected to receive widespread recognition and is a further sign of the splintering of the country. CGTN.
Well, let's now cross over to Port Sudan, where our correspondent Naba Mujahideen is standing by. Hi there, Naba. Naba, the RSF and its allies have now signed a charter to form a parallel government. What's the reaction in Sudan, both among RSF supporters and in the ranks of the Sudanese government, which is controlled by the country's current leader and military chief, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan?
Actually, Hannah, the formation of the government or the signing of the charter, which will pave the way for the formation of the government, triggered many reactions inside the country. The pro-military people, of course, rejected any endeavors to split the country into two governments, and they denied all of the endeavors by the RSF and its allies to form a new government and to split the country into two government, just like the Libyan scenario. Other people who supports RSF and supports the political parties that supports RSF, of course, they welcome this step, but it was generally widely rejected by people who support the military and people who still live in the country, because they think it will open the door for splitting the country into two governments, and of course it will put the country in a race for legitimacy for people who support the two warring parties and people who support the government and the new government formed by the RSF and its allies.
So despite all of this opposition that the RSF seems to be getting regarding this parallel government, the RSF and its allies say the parallel government will be formed in Sudan in the coming days. Which areas would such a government be formed in, Nava? And that's according to what they control currently.
Yes, Hannah, despite that, it was not announced and it was not confirmed which areas they will announce their government, but it's suggested, and many observers think that they will announce it from Kauda, which is controlled by Abdulaziz Al-Hilu, Commander Abdulaziz Al-Hilu, who is allying RSF and supports the new government. So it's probably will be announced from South Kordofan, and maybe in one of the states of Darfur that is fully controlled by the RSF, which is West Darfur, South Darfur, North Darfur, and Central Darfur. North Darfur is not, sorry, it's not totally controlled by the RSF, but Central Darfur and Eastern Darfur. North Darfur, where Al-Fashir is located, is still under the military control, and there is fierce clashes, as we know. So we are expecting that they will announce it from one of the 4 Darfur states that it controlled by the RSF, or South Kordofan that is supported, controlled by the Abdulaziz Al-Hilu, who supports the new government and the formation of the new government.
So we also know, Naba, that the Sudanese leader and army chief Burhan is planning to form a caretaker government. What are the expectations regarding the time and type of government to be formed under his vision, Naba?
Actually, Burhan's government and the pro-military people already, there is already a government in Port Sudan, but we are expecting that Burhan will form a technocrat government, because right now it's so obvious it's a race for legitimacy and for recognition. So we are expecting that Burhan will form a new government from technocrats in the few coming days, Hannah. But we are thinking that, and observers think that it will be whether in Port Sudan or in Adbara in the coming days.